Well, San Diego real estate is undergoing some changes, and joining us to talk about the situation is Jim Bottrell, founder of the Jim Bottrell Real Estate Team. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for coming in on a Saturday. So let's start. We're seeing prices come down slightly, or at least reports of that. Reports, right. So is that what is really happening?
No, I'm not actually seeing any prices coming down. I'm not seeing the value come down, but we're seeing indicators, and the media is jumping all over it. We're seeing higher inventory, we're seeing longer time on market, we're seeing price reductions, which are normally indicators. Now, with the exception of the 55 community, I think that these indicators are false. Because we're seeing a lot of people that say they have a house that's an $800,000 house, but they list it at $900,000. And then it sits on the market for a long time, then they do a price reduction before they sell. You know, go figure. Yeah. Right? So we're seeing a lot of that, and I think that's what the media is running with. This market can go in any direction right now. I think whatever it does, it's not going to do it fast, but it's poised to go up slightly, stay the same, go down slightly. I don't know. I'd love to just tell you that's going to do this, but I can't tell you. But it's not going to go fast, whatever it does.
Right. You don't have the crystal ball, but you did mention the 55 and older communities. So what are you seeing in regards to those?
They're having a tough time right now. They're in a very unique situation. I'll call it a once-in-a-lifetime situation. Okay. And it has everything to do with the interest rates, the super low interest rates from 4 years ago. So I'll take a step back. There's 6 reasons why somebody sells a house. It's death, divorce, destitute, displacement, job transfer, right? Those are the people that have to sell. It doesn't matter what their interest rate is. And then you have the normal market, typical market, which is diamonds when you got married, all right, and dependents. And dependents goes in both directions. They move in, you have dependents, and you get a bigger house, and they move out, and you get a smaller house. So the typical, and I like to use my hand on this, the typical lifestyle or lifeline of a homeowner is you get married, diamonds, and you buy your first house. Right. All right, and then you have kids, and you upgrade to the next house. Right, and then you have your, make a little more money, you have more kids, and you upgrade to your biggest house, right? And that's when the kids move out. And then they move out and you downgrade one. And then eventually you downgrade to the 55+ community. Now, every one of these backfills the previous one. So when you get married, and let's say you upgrade, you have kids, you upgrade to this one. Well, there's new people who got married that buy that one. Sure. When you have more kids and you go to this one, well, these people had kids and they moved to this one. Right. Right, so everybody moves. The problem is none of them are moving right now because they all have a 2.5% interest rate, and they're not going to give up their 2.5% interest rate for a 6.5% interest rate. So they're not moving out, and there's no backfilling except the 55 community. They are moving out, and honestly, the nicest way I can say it is because of time. Right. They're moving out, but there's nobody backfilling them. And that's why that community is really struggling, and they are having price drops. Yeah. And it will get fixed when interest rates come down. Okay. But now, I don't know when that's going to be. And something else, we talk a lot about the medium home price. Yeah. What does that mean, and how should people read into that? Well, you can jump on the Google machine, look at the definition. It's kind of a weird one, but it's the medium number for how many houses sold at a price above and below. So if there was 101 houses that sold, it's whatever that number of that house is. There's 50 houses sold above and 50 houses sold below. Sure. But what it doesn't take into consideration, and why I don't like it, now the media jumps all over because it's the most sensational number. Of course. So it's like I read an article saying that in April, the median house price in San Diego was $980,000, which was down 6.7% from the median house price last year. All right, so everybody thinks, my house lost 6.7% in value. No, it didn't. It went up in value over the last year. So what it doesn't take into consideration is market trends. Sometimes the McMansion market is hot and condos are not. And then other times condos are hot and McMansions are dead. Right? But if you own that 3-2 house in Poway, right, neither one of those is your buyer. Sure. Right? And so the value of your houses depend on whoever will buy, whatever they're going to pay for it. So that's why I don't like median. Okay. It's not relevant. Well, and the last one I want to get to here, your thoughts on people who are waiting to buy, waiting to sell, waiting for the interest rates, waiting, kind of just playing that waiting game. Kind of take us through that quickly. It's kind of everybody. All right. So my favorite saying is you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and then you wait. Right, so markets will always go up and down. There's a lot of people that are waiting. I have a massive list of people that didn't buy in 2019 and 2020 because they were waiting for the market to crash. Where are they today? Yeah, wishing the housing prices have gone up 40%. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars they don't have. And a perfect example of this was when I bought my very first rental property back in the early 2000s before the crash. I paid $312,000 for it. At the bottom of the market, it was worth $180,000. I still own that house today. Right. I could have, oh my God, I could have sold it, whatever. It's worth $950 today because I held on to it. So you don't day trade real estate. You buy it and you keep it. Right now, as far as the interest rates go, there are people waiting for interest rates to come down, and there are millions of them nationally. We have a whole bunch in our database. Well, when interest rates come down, what I can 100% tell you is when interest rates go down, the housing prices will skyrocket because all these people are going to hit the market all at once. Bidding wars are back. So here's my advice. You marry the house and you date the rate. Marry the house today, get today's price, and then when interest rates come down, which they will, then you get a new one. It's like dating. You get a better one, right?
There you go. All right. Good advice for people. Jim Bottrell, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much.
All right.